Hey devs, I was originally making a suggestion in Discord, but that ended up taking too long. Let me just first say that after putting a solid 2 days of gameplay into this game, I'm pretty dang happy with the overall experience. I originally found this game because a few friends and I were exhausted from playing the same repetitive shooter game one right after the other, and we were looking for a new experience to give us a brief break. We didn't have any real expectations since we were limiting ourselves to the free games in the store, and we honestly were just expecting to find a lame indie game that we would play for a few hours, rage at how poorly it played, and be on our way. But I gotta say, as soon as the game loaded, I was extremely intrigued. The interface was clean and to the point, the tutorial was short, the movement felt really smooth, the shooting was fluid, and most of all, the world was extremely gorgeous. So, hats off to you guys. As a first time player, I was enthralled with the idea of completing a quest throughout the game whilst being able to team up or destroy other players. That being said, after playing for 2 days, I have concerns for the retention that this game has. I see a lot of potential, but at the same time, I don't think the game is quite capitalizing on the opportunity. Let me explain. I come from a shooter background, third person and FPS with a fair amount of RPG as well, and many of the people I game with are gaming within the same genre. I invited several of my friends to try the game out with me, and honestly, I was surprised by their reaction. We played several games together, and even though we played really well, got a win, and dominated the playing field, they weren't really satisfied. Their complaints were not that the mechanics are bugs or even the gameplay, but rather the lack of reward, specifically for killing other players. Now, I understand that killing other players isn't the initial intention of the game, but at the same time, when you give us cool guns, the ability to get cooler guns, and then throw us into an environment with other players with guns, and then say, win the game before the storm kills you, you know that all we really want to do is fight the other player and get good, and dominate the playing field. The gameplay I'm showing you right now is honestly some of the most exciting gameplay I've had in a while, but once we won the game, we kind of felt bleh, like very underwhelmed. And the reason why was the lack of reward, specifically the lack of reward for killing other players, and because of this, we ended up logging off. So in the game's current state, I really do want to love it because it has so much potential. But once I upgrade a few more weapons, I really don't see myself playing anymore, simply because the game doesn't really know what it wants to be. So because I really want to keep playing this game and endorsing it to my own Discord community, here's a few suggestions to maintain player retention and interest. Killing a bunch of predictable aliens over and over again isn't satisfying enough. But you know what is satisfying is engaging in an intense battle with another player and using all your skills and abilities to outwit and overcome them as the victor. You know, heck, even taking out a duo or even a squad when all the odds are against you, that's even better. But unless your opponent has a bounty on them, there's no reward. At least there should be a disclaimer on the screen with this cool sound effect indicating that you secured a knock or a kill. I kind of got a Halo feeling from playing the game, and it made me think how satisfying it was to hear the commentary, Killjoy, Killtastic, Killtacular, play out after each kill. You know, another suggestion to further reward competitive PvP would be to make it so that each player knock or kill gave you a percentage of the player's resources. It doesn't have to be a lot, or it could. All I'm saying is if you kill someone who's carrying, 300 pieces of ore, you should get that. Now, I did notice the mushrooms occasionally dropping, which is cool, but why not make that the same with the ore, and maybe even give us some XP? I feel like killing another player should automatically gain you a contract point, regardless if there's a bounty on them or not. It doesn't have to be a lot of points, so that completing other high profile contracts remains the more viable option still, but at least that way, players get more reward and satisfaction over winning a long fight. I feel like there should be a certain material that can only be harvested off killing other players. They can be material used for crafting high level gear so that way it doesn't stunt new players in their resource gathering. It's challenging, and it further rewards players when they fight. End of the match stats are huge. If I carry my team to a victory, I want to know how and by how much. We are gamers after all, and we do love gloating. It's nice having the overall results tab, but there should also be a personal results tab that shows you how many kills, knocks, damage done, aliens killed, and so on. If these options already exist, well, they aren't easily accessible. I heard that a fortune pass similar to the battle pass was also in the works, which definitely would solve a lot of the longevity concerns of the game. And I feel like getting kills should award you more XP to level up this in the future. I can also see this competitive scene really coming out in this game, and I really hope it continues to grow because, like I said again, this is off to a really great start, and there's a lot of potential here. And you know what, me personally, I really would love to see eventually in the future some new modes that would focus more on the PvP side of the game, simply because I love the gameplay and how it feels so much. And also the wide range of gear and abilities that hopefully continue to expand complement that very well. Other than that, I gotta hand it to you guys. I'm still playing and looking forward to what's next. More thoughts soon.